Now, in a recent assessment, the Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, has delivered a controversial appraisal of President Tinubu's administration, highlighting significant concerns about governance and the state of the nation. The ACF, a prominent northern socio-political organization, criticized the administration's handling of pressing issues, including security, economic stability, and social cohesion. The forum statement comes in the wake of internal upheaval marked by the suspension of its chairman, which has raised eyebrows within political circles. The chairman's suspension, reportedly due to disagreements within the leadership regarding the direction and strategies of the forum, has led to questions about the organization's unity and credibility at a time when its voice is vital for national discourse. Joining us now for a brief discussion of ACF's controversial assessment of the Tinubu administration, the suspension of the chairman, and state of the nation is a member of the Middle Belt Forum, Luka, Binniya. Good afternoon. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Of course. Now, the Arewa Consultative Forum's recent assessment of the administration has drawn significant controversy. How do you analyze the specific points of contention between the Middle Belt Forum's perspective and ACF's evaluation?
Well, the ACF and the Middle Belt are not always in sync in terms of ideology and approach to both political issues and, if you like, social issues. Of course, they raise a lot of potent issues concerning the policies and governance of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which, of course, with every discerning mind, you cannot fault some of the observations they raised there. But our surprise is that they came out clearly to say that they are going to support a northern presidential candidate come 2027. And then as soon as the chairman of the ACF, Mama Mike Osuman, made that known, in no time, the DOT of the ACF, led by Bashir Dala, to slam him the suspension. That created some kind of confusion. For us in the Middle Belt, we are surprised to see that kind of internal wrangling among them, because it has always been their policy to support their northern candidates all the times. Unlike the Middle Belt, we have always sided with the Southern Forum. Our position still remains that the South should produce the presidential candidate in 2027. And it doesn't matter which of the political parties. The Middle Belt Forum position has not changed. So for the ACF, they still have a lot of straightening out to do in their own forum.
Duly noted. Now, I'm just wondering how you might respond to some suggestions that the divergent views between ACF and other regional bodies are reflective of a deeper fragmentation of traditional power structures in northern Nigeria.
The ACF and the Middle Belt, like I said earlier, has never been in bed on most of the issues that pertains to government, that pertains to politics, that pertains to even social and religious issues. In fact, the Middle Belt was formed primarily to tackle what we, the ethnic nationalities of the defunct northern Nigeria, have always viewed as the suppressive and oppressive tendencies of the Arewa North towards our people. So it's not different this time around. Put in mind that the Middle Belt is made up of all the ethnic groups in 19 northern states that were never part of the Ottoman Caliphate or the Kanuri Empire. So we can be found in 14 states of northern Nigeria, and in southern Kaduna, we are more than half of the state. That's the Southern Kaduna is part of the Middle Belt, Southern Cape is part of the Middle Belt. So the Middle Belt, by and large, is the larger part of northern Nigeria. In fact, out of the 660,000 square kilometers of land of the Middle Belt, of the northern Nigeria, Middle Belt takes a large swath of 70% of it, if you like, about 422,000 square kilometers. So we have been a majority, even in numbers and in terms of land. But this lie has been sold to so many people, even including our people, to make us look like a minority. We are not actually a minority. We have over 250 ethnic groups spread in these 14 states, plus Abuja, which is FCT. The indigenous people of Abuja are part of the Middle Belt. So two major ethnic groups, which is the Fulani and the Hausas, cannot form the majority in northern Nigeria. So these are some of the things that the Middle Belt Forum was born to tackle. And as such, we have always remained not always agreeing with each other on this matter. And it's not different in 2027 and in 2023. In 2023, we went for a Southern presidential candidate, and as the votes showed, most of the Middle Belt voted for Mr. Peter Obi. But the Arewa side went for either Atiku or for President Bola Tinubu. It is still our belief that Peter Obi won that election, in spite of the fact that INEC did its magic and then the judiciary also stamped it. So we have always disagreed on many accounts with the Arewa group.
Well, your point and your stance is duly noted. We'd like to thank you for your insight and for joining us here on Newsday, Mr. Luka Binniya. Many thanks for your time.